Army continues fighting terrorism. Forming a Supreme Security Committee in Yemen for running the country's affairs until the formation of the Presidential Council. The Times Lunel city in France became a center for recruiting terrorists. Good afternoon. In Daraa, a military source said that Syrian Arab Army in cooperation with the National Resistance Units in Hourna for the terrorist attack on the town of Qarfa. Qarfa is 26 kilometers north of Daraa. The village gained importance as it has become an example of cooperation between the Syrian Arab Army and the National Resistance Units in repelling the terrorist attacks, especially the last one, which was carried out by the terrorist groups from 3 axes. The National Resistance Movement in Hourna issued 3 statements announcing that, supported by the Syrian Arab Army, it has eliminated the terrorists who have been receiving military and logistic support by the Israeli enemy. In the countryside of Homs, the Syrian Arab Army units carried out intensive operations against hideouts of al-Nusra front in Shershuh and Tel Abul Sanabel. The operations, which were carried out with the help of the popular defense groups, resulted in the killing of many terrorists in addition to destroying their equipment, weapons and ammunition. A vehicle equipped with a heavy machine gun and a bulldozer, which had been used in setting up fortifications and digging tunnels and trenches, were among the destroyed equipment. In the eastern countryside of Homs, the army, in cooperation with popular defense groups, destroyed an armored vehicle equipped with a heavy machine gun and killed many terrorists in various villages. In Deir ez-Zor, a Syrian Arab Army unit in cooperation with the popular defense units in the eastern region dealt direct blows to ISIS gatherings in al-Jafra village, killing scores of them and destroying a number of heavy machine gun equipped vehicles. Other army units seized the weapons and ammunition of terrorists who fled due to the army's blow. Another army unit destroyed ISIS hideouts, vehicles and weapons, inflicting heavy losses upon them in the village of Hawajat Saqr. In Latakia's northern countryside, Syrian Arab Army units targeted terrorist gatherings in Selma, Al-Maruniyat, Tama, Droshan and Al-Khadra, killing many of them and destroying their criminal weapons. In Idlib's countryside, Syrian Arab Army destroyed several vehicles of terrorists on the road of Jabal al-Zawiya and Humaymat, targeting terrorist gatherings in Ain al-Barde, Mijrain and Tel Salmo, killing many of them and injuring others. In Iraq, the decade-long nightly curfew, which was imposed on the capital Baghdad, was lifted yesterday upon a request by the Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abdi. Iraqi Prime Minister announced plans to end the curfew by a decree. He also ordered that streets long blocked off for security reasons be reopened. Meanwhile, Iraqi army continued its military operations to purge new areas in Salah ad-Din and Anbar from terrorists, killing 180 of them. The Times newspaper has unveiled that Lunel city in France has been turned into a center for recruiting terrorists, adding that mounting numbers of these terrorists have flown to join the terrorist organizations fighting in Syria and Iraq. For its part, the Canadian Global Research website had disclosed that the CIA has stood behind the killing of millions of people and the collapse of progressive movements and regimes worldwide, adding that the assassination of Imad Mughniya in Damascus in 2008 is but one example of the heinous crimes perpetrated by the CIA. The Kuwaiti Al-Anba newspaper has said in an article published today, quoting a high-profile official at the Pentagon, that putting the Jordanian pilot on fire alive and the beheading of Japanese and Spanish hostages by ISIS in Orange acts as a reminder of Guantanamo prisoners. A Supreme Security Committee has been formed in Yemen to run the country until the Presidential Council is formed in line with the Constitutional Declaration. Leader of Ansarullah movement Abdul Malik al-Houthi has underlined that the Constitutional Declaration was a historical step of urgent political need, accusing some insiders and others abroad of attempts to hatch conspiracies against the Yemeni people. He further added that the resignation of President Abd Rabbu Mansour was to create an empty space in the country, calling upon the international community and the neighboring countries to positively and wisely address the Yemeni issue. Yemenis have staged rallies on Sana'a and other Yemeni cities in support to the Constitutional Declaration. The U.S. has expressed rejection of this declaration, the formation of a presidential council and the dissolve of the parliament. In a step that reflects dependency, the GCC countries have described the presidential constitution as a coup, adding that they would take all necessary measures to preserve their interests. Children in Daraa city carried out several sportive and environmental activities in cooperation with the local committees in the neighborhoods and the Directorate of the Residence Relations in the southern area, which is affiliated to the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate in Antioch and all the East. The activities included cleaning the Zat al-Nitaqin and Azar elementary schools and the surrounding roads, in addition to planting trees in their playgrounds, as well as holding various kinds of sportive activities. Dara's governor said that the main aim of the activities was to draw a smile on the children's faces. You can always visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Now to latest business and market news with Syrien, but after a short break.